After this word, rather distinguished little problems to pose before you all in the next half hour. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before the panel a little bit later in the program, but right now, let's meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Yes, indeed. Gunnell Berntson, right? Miss or Mrs. Berntson? Miss Berntson. And where are you from?
Originally from Sweden, but I live in New York.
You live in New York now. Fine. May I present the panel? Miss Berntson, and now will you join me over here, and we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, we can tell you that Miss Berntson is salaried and deals in a service, and we'll begin things with Joey Bishop.
Has she signed in yet?
Yeah.
You are salaried, and I understand...
Deal in a service.
Pardon me?
And deal in a service.
And deals in a service, and you are in New York now. Is that... Well, no. When I say in New York now, your name seemed to have a foreign...
Well, Miss Berntson is originally from Sweden, but is...
Oh, well, is New York your permanent home now?
Yes.
Is what you're doing in New York now something that you did in Sweden?
No.
No, that's 1 down and 9 to go, Mrs. Brown.
Do you work for a profit-making organization?
Yes.
This service that you perform, is it for human beings as opposed to animals?
Oh, yes.
Do you take care of both men and women?
Yes.
Do you do this, whatever it is, inside?
Yes, most of the time.
Do you wear something...
A small conference. Okay.
It depends on whether you put
I think to be fair, you mustn't put too much weight. What we will admit is that Miss Berntson works inside sometimes and outside sometimes.
I see something other than your street clothes when you do what you're doing?
Yes, I do.
Something other than what you would have on now?
Yes.
Do you have anything to do with the entertainment or sports field?
Yes.
One or the other. I'll take a flying guess and say sports.
Yes.
Are you, do you train people to do something? Do you instruct?
No.
No, that's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Sir.
Miss Berntson, do you participate then actively in the sport which you are engaged in?
No.
No.
You do not?
3 down and 7 to go, Arlene.
She doesn't act in the sport, and she isn't behind the scenes. Is that what you asked, Helen?
Well, I asked if she taught.
Oh, taught, Are you in any way associated with the sport in a sense of helping whoever is a performer in this sport?
No.
No, that's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Bishop.
John, he loves it when we're stupid, right? I would like to... Yes, I'm sorry, Arlene.
No.
Maybe I asked earlier, was this something that she had not done in Sweden? And I believe...
The answer was yes, she has not done it in Sweden, no.
So this is, I am safe in assuming that's an American sport. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And first you must, forgive me, I thought, you know, in terms of misuse. And then I don't know if it's a sport. So you threw me when you said indoor and outdoor. But by the same token, I don't make a living out of this show either, so I don't have to be that clever. You understand what I mean, John?
Yep.
Now we're getting to the point. Now, what was the question I asked you, John? I forgot.
You haven't yet.
Is this a sport that the young lady indulges in? That she does not indulge in? And yet she does not instruct, and she does not aid or help.
Those who do
participate.
in, right.
Is it in the form of refereeing?
Refereeing. That's
bet.
5 down and 5 to go. I'll referee. That's Mrs. Brown.
Do people pay admission to this place where you are?
Yes, I do.
Do you have something to do with the management rather than with the sport itself? Do you sell tickets, for example?
No.
Nope. That's 6 down and... Sir?
Miss Butson, the sport that with which you are somehow or other associated, is that sport indulged in by both men and women?
No, generally not.
But sometimes by both sexes?
We will admit that there is an indulging in the sport by both
Is it a
sexes.
team sport?
Yes.
Is there a ball involved in the sport?
Yes.
Is it a seasonal sport?
Yes.
Is it baseball?
Yes.
Now, you have something to do with baseball, and you're not a player, and I presume you're not an umpire. Can I presume that?
That's right.
And you are not helping the players. Have you got anything whatever to do with the financial end of the baseball team that you are associated with? Selling tickets or managing or press agenting?
No.
No.
7 down and 3 to go. Arlene?
Since you wear something other than what you're wearing now, would one ever find you on the field, in the baseball field? Are you a bat girl or ball girl? Or...
No.
No?
Do you know I finally pinned this whole thing down? She gives pep talks to smorgasbords. Am I close, John?
No, not very. Not very. I would have
Let
thrown...
me ask you,
Wait a minute,
is it in the form of coaching?
Nope.
that would be-
That's 9 down and 1 to go, Mrs. Brown.
Do you have anything to do with promoting a team, for example?
No.
10 down and no more to go. And
Self-penance.
wouldn't you say this is the prettiest usher at Shea Stadium that you ever set eyes on?
I want to ask you, your hesitation about indoor and outdoor, was that because of the Astrodome and Houston?
No, actually, because sometimes Mrs. Bernson works inside the VIP lounges and things like that. Other times she's outside, so it's a mixture of both. Actually, she goes to school and studies at the School of Visual Arts in New York, but she's been ushering for the Mets for 2 years.
The way the Mets played today, I think she should be playing third base for them.
They all probably had their eyes on her.
Last week they passed the 1 million mark for attendance this year. You know, we should play as
Bravo.
badly and do as well, as they put it. And I can see one reason why they do so well. Thank you very much, Helen. Nice to have you.